This video will sum up how I got into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Originally, I wanted the first anime experience to be either about Dragon Ball or One Punch Man, but I felt in the mood to do something really short. JoJo is currently a mainstream sensation, but before 2012, JoJo was more of a niche type of series, especially with the lack of an anime adaptation. Back in 2011, I recently finished Fist of the North Star, and I just can't seem to remember how I first heard about JoJo. It may have been through a comment on some video, but I vaguely think it might have been this Mugen of Kenshiro vs Jotaro, or some comments in the many Hokuto Hyakuretsu Ken videos on YouTube. So when I found out about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I watched the OVAs on YouTube, and I liked it. Sometime later, I started to read the manga, and it didn't take long for news to surface about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 2012 and All-Star Battle. I remember being somewhere in part 2 when the news was announced, but what started this fascination for JoJo? The OVA series. I'm aware that not many people like these and see them as an inferior adaptation. To be honest, the reasons why I dislike them are the exact things I like about it. Being my first experience with JoJo, I enjoy the horror, the designs of Junichi Hayama, who does anime fan art to this day. Check his section on the JoJo wiki, and for being such a dark yet masculine series. What made it stand apart from Fist of the North Star were the stands and ghastly villains. It was something I haven't seen before, a blend of masculinity and horror. Something clicked with me since episode 2, and I was gradually liking Jotaro since he reminded me a lot of Kenshiro. I suppose this image is what kept me invested to the series. I think the most interesting experience of this version is that it felt like a compact film. Various horror movies all have a monster that needs to be killed, and multiple characters are struggling to kill it. When the monster is finally dead, the survivors are set free into the sunlight, but can't ignore what they've lost. Movies like Jurassic Park, Child's Play 2, Aliens, Terminator 2, Halloween 2 are some examples of having this sorrowful tranquility. So seeing that applied to an anime made a great impression on me. With the knowledge I have today, I can see what was changed or omitted, but the feelings I had for it then are still here. It's the changes from the source material that makes me embrace the OVA adaptation. I'm invested in the dead serious tone with skilled adversaries rather than watching the comedic journey of overly excessive minor villains. The tone feels more dangerous since the selected villains all stay within the range of paranormal abilities, instead of the B-horror stands that Araki likes to do. Basically, the adventure felt like a unique yet legitimate horror classic, because it was short enough and got to the point of the vampire hunting. The music itself hardly bears any type of lighthearted mood, so the entire OVA comes off as terrifying. Sure, I didn't know anything about JoJo when I first started watching it, but it's that very same lack of knowledge that made the concept of stands and Dio all the more mysterious. Eventually, I developed curiosity to read the manga, and you know the rest of that story, but now having read all of JoJo, I'm still fond of this OVA interpretation. An example is the ending where the survivors share a manly hug, which makes Jotaro cry. He doesn't do that in the canon. In fact, I don't think he cries in the entire JoJo series. There are some things that I don't like, such as the Vanilla Ice fight, but I still get a kick out of everything else. The creativity of Geb, the larger scale of Justice, the suspense of the poker game, and the adrenaline-pumping car chase and final battle. I really love all of those moments. And the best part is, I can watch 2 versions of Stardust Crusaders. Yeah, the OVAs were made first, but it didn't ruin the reputation of JoJo. I suppose the Phantom Blood movie did. However, did it kill the series? Nope. And now we have a 200 plus episode anime to enjoy. We even have the manga, so it's all good. When comparing the 2 series, I still prefer the liberties that the OVAs did. It's a preference that will forever be a part of me. If it weren't for these OVAs, I probably wouldn't be a JoJo fan and much less make JoJo videos on YouTube. I want to go very in depth on what I like about each episode of JoJo 1993 and JoJo 2000, but I need to get many JoJo reviews out of the way first. I hope you enjoyed this experience, for many more likes and dislikes will come in the future.